Coming to you from Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy, the sailing capital of the world, home of the world's largest crab feast, and 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence. This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, a daily roundup of local news that you can use, including local sports, local events, local opinion, and local weather from DMV Weather. Now here's your host, publisher of Eye on Annapolis, John Frenaye.
Good morning. It's Friday, July 6th, 2018. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Yesterday afternoon at 2:33 p.m., silence fell across the city and the county as newsrooms across the country paused to honor the memory of the 5 journalists that were killed in the Capital-Gazette newsroom last week. In addition, all departments of the city as well as the county went silent for a moment. WR&R was silent for a minute, WNAV, and we had asked everybody on our Facebook pages to be silent as well and to remember the 5 that passed away a week ago. The Capital-Gazette staff paused in their new temporary offices as editor Rick Hutzel rang a bell 5 times, one for each person who died exactly a week earlier. As I've said before, we can move on, but we should not forget, and we need to keep the names Wendy, Rob, Gerald, Rebecca, and John in our minds. In a further development, police in Virginia say that they believe the man accused of fatally shooting those 5 people sent a letter to the Virginian-Pilot. Norfolk police spokesman Daniel Hudson said that the letter arrived Thursday at the Virginian-Pilot. He said the sender is Jared Ramos, who is accused of killing the 5 here in Annapolis. And he said he turned the letter over to the FBI. He declined to say whether it was addressed to anyone in particular. However, it's likely that it was addressed to either Eric Hartley or Steve Gunn. Hartley was the target of Ramos's rage, and Gunn was the editor of the Capital-Gazette for a period of time and was mentioned in several of Ramos's tweets along with Hartley. Hartley still works at the Virginian-Pilot, and Gunn just recently left. If you think you're getting bitten quite a bit more from mosquitoes this year, you are not crazy. Mosquitoes have multiplied up to 3 times their normal early summer numbers in many Maryland areas as storms and flooding have provided plenty of water for breeding. Flooding in May into June created conditions for, quote, floodwater mosquitoes to thrive and grow. And now with thunderstorms popping up in the area, rain-filling buckets and bird baths in people's backyards will create a different set of circumstances. And with the temperatures in the 90s, mosquito populations will again build up. Anne Arundel County is doing mosquito spraying and control, and you can find that information out at aacounty.org and surf on over to the health department page, and they've got a list of the neighborhoods that are being treated and the schedules. We might see a woman in the Oval Office after all. It may not be the real Oval Office, but Claire Underwood is ready for her turn. A new teaser for the very final season of Netflix House of Cards was released yesterday, and it features Robin Wright's character declaring her own independence. She's seen sitting on a monument-like throne as she says, "Happy Independence Day to me." Her message is followed by the hashtag #MyTurn. After 5 seasons of her husband Frank Underwood scheming for the presidency, Claire is taking over as commander-in-chief. Kevin Spacey, who starred as Frank Underwood, was fired from the series after multiple sexual assault allegations were lodged against him last year. No word yet on when the season 6 will premiere, but keep your eye out for that one. It looks to be an interesting one. That is about it for the top news today. Make sure you are checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. Hang tight. We do have George Young with your local DMV weather forecast coming at you, as well as our picks for stuff to do this weekend.
Here's to the teacher who spends her weekend helping children who need a little extra attention. To the soldier who missed the birth of his baby while serving overseas. To the EMT working full-time and taking night classes. To the police officers and firefighters working long hours away from their families to keep our families safe. Here's to you, our hometown heroes. I'm Alan Hyatt, Chairman and President of Severn Bank, and we know there are many heroes among us, men and women who serve without expecting anything in return, which is why we're honored to offer our Hometown Heroes program to educators, law enforcement officers, firefighters, first responders, healthcare workers, and military personnel. Whether you're opening a checking account or buying a new home, we're here to give back to you. Learn more about our Hometown Heroes program at severnbank.com. Severn Bank, here with you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Maryland. The weather can be nearly unpredictable. We've got George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis to sort it all out.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, July 6th. Okay, let's not beat around the bush here. Today we'll have two things we've really come to not like in every corner of Anne Arundel County, Maryland over the past few months. More so, it seems, than in any other year. Rain and hot, humid air. That's the bad news, especially on the rain side, as some spots on the map could easily see 1 inch or more of rain today, mainly between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., as a cold front moves through the region from the west-northwest. But that same cold front will ultimately and quickly become our best friend, as it will deliver much cooler air and way less humid air for the weekend, along with tons of sunshine as high pressure moves in from Canada, and weekend temps max out in the 78 to 85 degree range. And that's about as good as it ever gets here in July in the Annapolis area, so crank it out at work today and get ready for maybe the best summertime weather weekend we will see all year. And looking ahead, it gets warmer next week, but still stays fairly normal with highs in the mid to upper 80s, if not right around 90, through much of next week. Okay, that's it for us today. Make it a spectacular weekend out there, and be sure to follow DMV Weather anywhere, anytime, via our website at dmvweather.com, or on social media via Twitter or Facebook, or especially with our free app that you can download from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store on all of your devices by searching for DC MDVA Weather, so you can always stay weather informed. But remember, whatever the weather outside, have fun and be safe.
Hi, this is Anne Arundel County Executive Steve Schuh. The heroin and opioid epidemic has touched every family, including mine. It breaks my heart to see families crippled by the trauma of addiction every single day. That's why we're doing everything possible to fight heroin and prescription drug abuse. If you're a parent, talk to your kids about the dangers of prescription drugs. Attend one of our Not My Child presentations in your neighborhood to learn the facts. We all think our children couldn't possibly be using heroin. Well, think again. If you're struggling with addiction yourself, now is the time to get help. Our Safe Stations program allows you to go to any fire station and ask for help. No questions asked, no one gets in trouble. Get educated and join us in the fight to save lives. Go to denialisdeadly.org or call 410-768-5522.
Need to make plans for the weekend? We got you covered. Here are our top picks. Be sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net to sign up for the events newsletter with a listing of all the upcoming area events.
Thank God it's
Friday. It's kind of a music and baseball weekend, but boy, if you had to pick two things, music and baseball would be on my list. The Bowie Baysox are home this weekend against the Harrisburg Senators. On Friday night, it is the Dia de los Muertos celebration. The game kicks off at 7:05. On Saturday, it is Island Luau night with fireworks, live island music, hula dancers, fire dancers, and much more. First 500 fans will get lays. That game starts at 6:35 p.m. And then on Sunday at 1:35 p.m., it is Superheroes Day, where you get a chance to meet Iron Man or the Black Panther. All as the Bowie Baysox take on the Harrisburg Senators at the Bowie Baysox Stadium right there, kind of at Route 50 and Route 301. Sliding back down here to Annapolis again, over at Union Jacks tonight, Higher Education is coming. Now, they don't play down here too often, so I do recommend to go see them when they do come. And if you're not familiar with them, they play a psychedelic rock reggae. See if you can wrap your arms around that one. Sort of a fusion music. They are a lot of fun. Tonight, Union Jacks. The show probably gets underway at about 9:30 there. Tomorrow night, it is Shift Work. And again, this is another band that is out of College Park that doesn't get here too often. But if you just like good old down-to-earth rock and roll, that'll be a band to see. Again, probably gets underway at about 9 or 9:30. 2 good nights of music at Union Jacks. If you're looking for something a little bit more chill, wait till Sunday night for the outdoor movie night at Reynolds Tavern in downtown Annapolis. You can park right there at Gotts Court Garage, sort of stumble across West Street into Reynolds, their outdoor patio in the rear. And up this week, and it gets underway at about 8:45 after the sun is starting to set and it's dark enough, but it is outside. And the movie this week is 1931's City Lights. And if you want to put something on your calendar for next week, a thriller, Hitchcock's Psycho from 1960 will be featured next weekend. And keep in mind that if you do attend these, now that we are past the summer solstice, the days are getting shorter. So they're figuring this week will start at about 8:45. Next week, they're figuring about 8:30. That's about it for the weekend. Stay cool, have fun. If you're out partying, party responsibly, and we will see you on Monday.
Thanks for listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. If you like what you heard, make sure to tell your friends and colleagues about it. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find much more. Be sure to check out our other weekly podcast, The Maryland Crabs. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.